Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mr. Taylor with Young Engineers today. Hope everyone's having a great day and had a wonderful weekend since we last spoke and came together. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. All right, Jesse, Alex, Maya, Zachary, John, Mark. All right, great. That's the majority of people. If you can see my screen, please raise your hand. Zach, Jesse, Maya, Alex, John, Mark, John, excuse me, Luke. All right, fantastic. All right. All right. I'll put your hands down. Tonight, we're going to continue with two paths. To those who've already done Scratch, you're going to continue working on your version of the Flappy Birds game so we can finish getting, to those who are not as familiar with it, caught up and knowing the basics of Scratch. Secondly, I will provide any help or support to anyone who has questions, concerns with those who are working on the Flappy Birds game, their version of it. Okay. And remember, the premise of Flappy Birds is to get your sprite character through the tunneled tube-like areas. And if you do, you get a point. If you don't, you touch it and you have to start over. All right. To those who are working on this game, does anyone have any questions or would like to share anything? Jean-Marc. Go ahead, Jean-Marc.
I actually finished mine,
Okay.
and I had a question about the Pi. How do you save an image from like a web browser?
Like downloading it or taking like a picture of it?
Downloading it.
Honestly, I don't know. I'd have to look into that because I've never attempted to do that. I'd have. I know there's command codes for taking images that you can
Okay.
do. But what I would do, what I will also do for you, I would just Google it and try to find some blogs about
Okay, and also, I just successfully got Minecraft Pi Edition on the Raspbian Noob, so it does work.
it. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, we worked on. I worked on using it on Thursday night. I got it to work.
Yeah, I didn't download it with the thumb drive because that didn't work. I had to download it with the LX terminal.
Okay, yeah. We did it both. I was doing it with the high school group, so it
Ah,
completely is feasible on both ends.
yeah.
It just you got to make sure you go to the right site and you can copy and paste the correct code in your terminal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Sean Mark. Anna.
Um, I need to leave like 15 minutes early.
Okay. Well, thanks for notifying me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Jerome Waiter here. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. To those who are, please raise your hand if you're working on the Flappy Birds game. All right, and John, Keller, Luke, Sam, Seth, and Zach. So that means Wade, Drew, Jesse, Maya, Elizabeth, and Alex will work on continuing with Scratch. Okay. All right. Last time we went over the basics of the sprite, block, and palette, as well as how to use some of the basic codes and the different categories and how to move our sprite and how we can make it bounce and the different, so it changes directions. Then we went into the different view modes of the partial screen, of the stage, a larger stage, and then a presentation process. We went over how to do backgrounds and how to edit backgrounds, as well as changing colors and adding images for your background under import and the different categories at which you can use to do that. We also went into how to change so you can switch backgrounds under looks, or go to next background when buttons are pushed, such as a space bar. All right. And that's where we went through the last class. All right, what I'd like you to do is have a brand new stage. All right, to those who are following along with me, raise your hand when you have the brand new stage ready. And this sort of clicks a lot right now. All right, thank you, Seth. All right, very good. Okay. Thank you, Maya. All right, so what we're going to be doing is looking at the sprite buttons, and you have random, you can choose, and you can make your own. All right. What we are going to do, I think we went through this, so I'm just going to move up. What I want you to do is choose a ball. All right. So please select any ball and bring that with your sprite. So you can choose that. And then what I want you to do is delete the cat. Okay. So then we just have the ball. I'll give you a moment to do that. And to those who are working on Flappy Birds, with the last probably 10 so minutes of class, 15 minutes of class, I'll let you guys show your different games that you've been working on. Okay? All right. Okay, here we go. Now, this large tool set area, you can either stamp it and make a copy. You can cut it. You can make it larger. You can make it smaller. Okay? So if I stamp it, I just make copies of it. All right. It's like a copy button. All right. Same with code. It's a duplicating process. The scissors, as you can see, they cut away. And then, as I stated, you have the enlarging and then the enlarging button. Okay, and then, as you can see, you make it smaller or bigger. All right, now we're going to make a bouncing ball. All right. So what I want you to do is please put this code down to make a bouncing ball. Yes, Jean-Marc.
So I put the thing before the class. I put my Flappy Bird on my computer.
Okay.
And then through a thumb drive. But now I cannot figure out how to get it back. It won't show up on my Pi because I think it was saved as a. So can I just keep working on the computer?
Yeah, that's fine. If that's easier for you, I'm fine with that, Jean-Marc. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Because I'm pretty excited to see what you have accomplished. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesse, how's it going?
How do I delete the cat?
Right click on it. And then you should have an option to let you delete it.
Okay. There.
Or go up to the scissors, click on the scissors, then click on the sprite.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Jesse. Nice question. All right, so this should have a ball that bounces. And basically what's here, we're pointing in the direction of 180. And if you notice, you have 0, 90, 180, and 360, which is either all up, down, left, or right correspondings. And now it's going to move 10 steps. Because remember, our stage is based on an XY axis. Okay? All right, now the next thing we're going to do, I want you to make a paddle and as well as a red dead zone area. Basically, the way you can do that, because we're going to make a Pong game, all right? And the way this is going to flow is the ball is going to fall, the paddle's going to hit the ball bounces up, ball hits ceiling, falls down again, and ball misses paddle, and ball disappears. The sprites you're going to need, we already have the ball, we already have a paddle, and we already have a dead space. And this is how we're going to make the paddle in dead space. First, you're going to make a sprite by clicking on the star with the paintbrush. That allows you to make a sprite. And basically, you're going to create a black bar. All right? And then you can use the shrink button or increase button to make it larger or smaller to fit your size. And then doing the same thing with the red dead zone, you'll make it larger and spread it down. Okay? And the thing is, there's 3 different sprites. And then you can click on the sprite and actually change the name of it. As you can see up here where my top arrow is, where I'm pointing, you can change the name of your sprite. And you can name them paddle and dead zone. And it's very good to make sure we name our sprites for the simple fact that it allows us to keep everything in order. So go ahead, and once you have all those sprites made and I think you already have the ball, raise your hand, okay? Good, Drew. I'm glad your mouse is working. And to those working on Flappy Birds, if you have any questions, you need help, please ask. Yes, Jesse.
I'm just done.
Oh, great job, Jesse. Thank you.
Oh, great job.
All right. Right now, to those who are working with me to learn Scratch, you need to make a paddle. And then you're going to make and shrink it down. Then make a dead zone in the same area and enlarge that and move it to the area, as well as then name all 3 of them. Name the sprites. That's what you're doing right now, Drew and Wade. All right, Maya and Drew and Wade, once you are all done, please raise your hand. Let me know. All right, great job. All right, let's see, Sam, Maya, Jesse. Let's move forward a little bit. All right, now, oh, sorry, I clicked a little too fast there. All right, what you're gonna do here, I want you to realize we're on the paddle. All right, we're gonna make some code that allows our paddle to move back and forth, okay? All right, so let's do these basic codes, okay? And once you're done, nice job, Maya. Please. And what we're going to do here is when clicked from the control in a forever loop, you're going to use two if statements. If key right arrow is pressed, change X by 10, okay? Now, if key left arrow is pressed, change X by negative 10, because positive 10 is going to go to the right, negative 10 is going to go to the left. And this will allow you to do this over and over, okay? And here's one example if you did it in a different way, which is when spacebar is pressed, you can have that happen, and every time you hit the spacebar, that would happen. And another way would be the left arrow by negative 15. But this is the way that's highlighted is the way you would want to do this. I'm just showing you that, ladies and gentlemen, there are multiple ways you can program in this language. And it's just trying to find a way that is the most efficient for you, okay? Sorry. Sort of clicks a lot there. Strikes again. All right, go ahead. And once you're done, raise your hand with that code. Remember, you're on the paddle because it can become easily confusing if you are on a different sprite. So make sure. All right, Drew, you have to make a sprite and Wade by clicking right here where my mouse is. When you click on that button, it'll allow you to make a new sprite. Once you make that, you have to go and use the button we learned last time about the draw buttons, and it's the square. And you can create a rectangle. And then you just pick the color with the paint bucket and fill it in. Once you do that, you use, and we've gone over this about 4 times tonight already, the enlarge and decrease and increase buttons to make them larger. That's how you make sprites. Do you have any other questions? You have to make all these sprites as individuals. You're not, it's one background, but just one sprite. Okay? You're keeping everything on the same background. Please let me know if you have any other questions or concerns. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Drew, Wade, do you have any other questions? Please let me know. Remember, Jesse, Maya, Wade, Chris, Sam, just raise your hand once you're done. Nice job, Jesse. Thank you. Oh, okay. Sam, do you have a question then? I apologize for the confusion. All right. Please let me know once you're done putting this code together. It shouldn't take that much time. And the good way you can tell when they're snapping together, you'll get a white bar. And where that white bar is above, that's where it's going to go in at. It's like a highlighted glow. Good. Maya's done. All right. Okay. Okay. Great job, Drew and Wade. All right. Okay. Now with the ball, we're gonna move on to the ball code. And with the ball code, sorry, Sir Clixalock strikes again. What I want you to notice here is that we're making now interact with the paddle, and the touch. This is why we name our sprites, because what you're going to end up getting is point and direction 180 under forever, and then we're going to have this if statement. And under sensing, you can get a piece and you just drag and you drop it inside of the if statement. And it's touching, and then you select down because we named our sprites. Our sprites now have names so we can identify them. If not, it turns into sprite 1, sprite 2, sprite 3. And then we'll put a point in direction of 0, so it points up. And move 10 steps off the edge of bounds. All right? So once you have that done, raise your hand for the bell. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I plugged my iPhone in the charge and it got me going a little bit there. All right, Jesse, keep up the great job. You're really doing well. You too, everybody. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of these games towards the end here. Or depending on how much time we'll show them off in the beginning of next class as well. Okay, Jesse, what goes in the if statement? It's a touching under sensing. If you go under sensing, there is a portion that says touching, and it looks like elongated diamond shape. Not even, it's like a rectangle with two triangles on the end of each part. And what you have to do is it has a little downward arrow tab, and you after you drag that in, you can change it to excuse me, the word I just lost my train of thought. Change it to paddle. All right, and Maya, I will attempt to make this larger, but for the time being, I don't really know how much bigger it's going to make it. Hopefully that helps. Okay, Drew and Wade, are you sure? Um, well, I can do. You want me to mic you? If that would help having a more oral-based conversation instead of text and listening. You want me to mic you? True.
When we're on the paddle,
Yeah.
it says touching question mark. Yeah, it won't show up sprite 2. I forgot to say paddle, but when we did sprite 2, it won't show up.
Okay, are all your sprites right next to each other?
Yes.
What are the options that you have?
Wait.
When you click on the area where mine says paddle,
Yeah, there's sprite 1, sprite 3, and sprite 4.
Okay, this is why. Which one, your paddle, what is the name of the paddle? Is it Sprite?
Sprite 2.
And you're not getting a Sprite 2 in there?
Nope.
Are you sure it's Sprite 2? You can't see like it might be a Sprite 3?
No, it's a sprite 2.
Okay. Try this. Delete the touching paddle. Delete, and then pull it back in and see what happens.
Okay.
I'll just stay here and wait and see.
No, he meant the he meant the motion thing.
Oh, motions.
No, he meant delete the code that we just put in for this no, he meant the code.
You sure?
Yeah,
Excuse
wait,
me?
delete
Are you supposed to delete the code?
the code, not the sprite.
Just
Wow.
take the touching paddle section. Like you can just drag it out and delete that.
Oh, drag it where? Is that on the screen? In there. Right. No. Now bring it back in.
No.
Okay.
It's not.
And you're 100% sure your paddle is called. Please change the name of the paddle. Try
Okay.
that.
Nope. It still doesn't work.
And how many sprites do you have?
We have 3.
And what are the names of those?
Paddle, Sprite 3, and Sprite 1.
And then the touching, what is it titled?
The touching is actually there's no touching.
Touching's right here.
Yeah.
The touching is saying sprite 1, 3, and 4. It's
Okay.
not-
What sprite is he on? Is it on the ball?
he's on the paddle. He's on
That-
the black.
That's the problem. This
Okay.
code is for the ball.
Okay.
So you can't touch, for lack of better wording, the paddle can't touch the paddle. So it won't be an option.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the difficulty. If you look up here where my cursor is, my arrow, do you see how I'm on the ball?
Yeah.
That this code is for the ball, it's not for the paddle.
Excuse me.
Okay, you
No,
have
I don't have a Sprite for the ball.
that's the root of your issue. You need to have a ball, a paddle, and a dead zone.
Okay.
Okay.
I already have the dead zone.
Okay, that's where all the confusion is. You have to make sure when you're coding these sprites that you're on the correct sprite.
Okay.
Because if you're not, it doesn't give you the same options. Like I was explaining to your mother, the paddle just can't interact with the paddle. So because you're on that sprite, it won't give you the option of that sprite. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, glad we figured that out. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay, Maya's finished. Jean-Marc update added hats to his Flappy Birds, which should be pretty cool. All right, now. We're now going to look at operators, which are green. Okay. Operators use Boolean logic. and precision, math, and they overall they increase your control. So operators in the newer one are like titled math controls. So what we're going to do, and I'll enlarge this, we're going to add a turn. Okay, let me enlarge this for you. Now, we want our ball to have more randomness to it. So in my ball code, instead of it just bouncing straight up and down, what will happen now, we're going to put in a turn, and then from the operators, you have a pick random. And it says 1 to 10 at preset. And we can set it 1 to 30, and you can increase it or decrease it on what you would like. But now the ball's going to bounce off with a more natural Pong feel. Okay, so this should take you about a minute to do, so go ahead and do that, okay? To those working on Flappy Birds, if you need any help, please let me know. Okay, Maya's done. Very good. Good. Jesse's done. Excellent. Okay. Now, right now your ball should start to be moving randomly in a more fun way to invoke this game. All right. Now we got a little bit more to do. Okay. Now, we're going to now have the ball, we're going to add it onto our code so the ball interacts with the dead zone. So if it hits the dead zone, traditional Pong, the game is over. So what I'm going to do here, I'll enlarge. I'm going to go ahead and enlarge that image via request, and so that you can add that on to as well. And I apologize while this is your remote to load. And all you're going to do is add another if statement, and if touching dead zone, we have it hide. Okay? Just let me know once you're done with that. Bye, Anna. Have a good night. I can't wait to see your Flappy Birds game. Okay, Jesse and Maya, you know, Jesse's done. Drew and Wade, let me know how you guys are doing. So I want to make sure you guys are good to go as well. Great job. I love your perseverance. Drew and Wade, you guys are doing a great job. Okay. All right. So now we have your Pong game really coming to life now. Now, let me shrink this image down again so I can show you what my question was. All right. Now, you have a basic Pong game, okay? Jesse, Maya, Chris, and Wade, raise your hand if your game's working. That you can paddle back and forth, your ball bounces. You just made your first video game in Scratch. Okay, great, Jesse. Maya, if you need help, or Drew, you need help, please let me know. Okay, Maya, you had get your hand raised. Great job, Drew and Wade. Now, these are the basics of Scratch. We went over a bunch of different cool features, things that you can do with it. Now, to take your own learning further, I'll wait till I want you guys to start thinking about what are ways we can improve Pong. How can we make it more advanced? How can we make it cooler? And increase the fun of playing. Okay. Now, this is some of the ideas I want you that you can think of. Make it a 2-player game. I've had students in the past make 2-player, 4-player games. 4-player, they had multiple balls and they had a paddle board that was at the bottom, on the left, on the right, and up top. Adding a game over screen that flashes when you have lost. If we learn how to change backgrounds, you can make a different background that when you hit the dead zone, the game's over. Increase the difficulty of the game. Increase the speed or the degrees or the randomness. Change the size of the ball. Make the ball smaller, makes it harder. Add multiple balls. Put multiple dead zones to make it trickier. As well as this is a little, and as you notice, these are getting a little bit more advanced. The game gets harder as time continues, making the ball maybe speed up as it moves on, or your paddle gets smaller, or just overall change the orientation of the game. Okay. All right, and some more basics. All right, just change Drew and Wade. Just change the direction, but it'll be perfectly fine. Nice job. And some basic skills that you need is using variables, if statements, forever statements, loops, broadcasting, using operators. We went through a large quantity of this to give you the basics of Scratch, adding stages and sprites, just being organized and creativity. I can't stress enough the last two, being organized. So much coding, having things labeled, and knowing where things are appropriately. If you right click on your programming area, you can leave comments so you can come back to it later on. And just being creative. Your mind can help you create just about anything. Just experimenting, trying things out. You never know what you'll learn. And just persevering through that process. Okay. And that's just a basic introduction into Scratch. Now, does anyone have any questions about, out of Jesse, Maya, Drew, and Wade, do you get any questions about the basics of Scratch? Okay. I don't see any questions. Now, Flappy Bird people, how's it going? Can some of you guys raise your hands? Just let me know what's going on. Okay, thank you, Jean-Marc. Jean-Marc, how's it going there?
So I finished
Excellent.
before, so I added hats.
Oh, sweet. Would you like to show your screen? When you'll be all right. I'll share the screen with you, and then anyone else will, if would like to share, we can share those, and maybe we'll share a little bit more at the beginning of next class.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. It's all yours, Jean-Marc. Now, what Jean-Marc is going to be doing here, he loaded it onto his computer so he could share it. All right, go ahead, Jean-Marc. Talk us through this.
So whenever I do the stop off, for some reason it doesn't stop the bird from going up whenever you hit the space, but that doesn't really matter. So let me just get it to start. So if you press 1, you get a crown. 2, you get a short hat. And if you press 3, you get
A top hat.
top hat. Yeah.
How'd you keep getting the pipes to pop up?
I made it so. Make it here. No. 1 second. So, like, I made a sprite. At first, I made it on the pie. I made it hit edge if it hits edge, but it will pick a random sprite and go to the other side. But that didn't work because it kept messing up and hitting the edge. So I made a sprite that blends in over here on the far left edge.
Okay.
And every time it hits that, the pipe goes to.
It jumps to another location.
Yeah, it jumps to minus 193, y minus 39. So
it's constantly resetting itself.
yes.
Does it change its location at all over time?
Yes.
How'd you get it to do that?
I've made different sprites.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
And I also made the bird change colors. I don't know why it's not. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, I see it. And it's actually kind of difficult, isn't it? What's your high score?
22.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Any programming tips you would give to anyone else out in class that you made this easier for you?
Not really.
Okay, just straightforward, using
Yeah.
sprites to change location after you pass them.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay, very good. All right. Thank you, Jean-Marc. All right, next class, ladies and gentlemen. What we will do here is anyone else at the beginning of class will, they can present that on the Flappy Birds. Everyone else knows the basics, and what we'll be doing is going into using your Pi on another level. All right. Does anyone have any questions since it's 6 o'clock? Yes, Sam.
Okay, so a few days ago, I accidentally deleted my taskbar. Do you know how to get it back?
Can you be more specific? Taskbar for what?
On the Raspberry Pi, on the bottom of the Raspberry Pi, you know, where you can go to the web browser or your files, or
How'd you did you delete it from the terminal?
from what?
How'd you delete it?
First it got moved up into the corner, and then I accidentally pressed delete taskbar I pressed delete taskbar because it said it couldn't go back down to the bottom corner.
No, I do not know how to get that back.
Okay.
I will ask some people I know and do some research, but as of right now, I have no idea. There has to probably be a way. Probably look up some commands in the terminal and do some research on your own as well, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to look up stuff for, I think Jean-Marc had a question as well. All right. Thank you, Sam. Alex, go ahead. Alex, you're unmuted. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess Alex is having some difficulties there. Have a wonderful night, everybody. And I will speak with all of you on Wednesday. As always, thank you for being part of Young Engineers today. Have a great night. Bye-bye.